Hi guys, welcome to Jay Today. Please subscribe if you're not already. So John and Cody are back at the cottage and it looks like the party is about to start again. He's out of the hospital where he said he was, well, when he pretended to be in, and then the police confirmed that he wasn't actually there. He was at home and he was fine. So then he obviously had to do something to make himself go into hospital. Anyway, he's still got the odd few people believing him, which I no idea why. But he went on a live last night and he definitely sounded intoxicated. I mean, he's probably going to try blame his medication, but we know it's not that. Managed to show everybody his bandaged wrists, which isn't really his wrists, it was more his arm. Somebody needs to tell him which is his wrist and which is his arm. Oh, and they brought a new cat home from there. They had another little world tour with all the low grade people of 90 Day Fiance. We all know like he thinks he's a big blogger, but nobody wants to talk to him in the 90 Day world except for the ones that are basically criminals. So he's done like a big cash grab for this to pay the rent, even though he cried to the landlord. Yeah, I heard about that by the way. But obviously the rent's due again soon. That Natalie woman, the hag, can't keep funding him forever because the judge husband will find out eventually. But he still has a few suckers paying for his YouTube membership, even though there's no videos up, and also his Instagram membership, which is a complete joke at this point. But we know that he's going to need a little bit more money, so he's going to be back on YouTube this weekend, he says. Now, we know what's going to happen. He's going to do two normal, boring lives, that he's just talking about the shows like he always says, but it never turns out like that. So I'd say by Sunday, we'll be having the full on meltdown. And I know a lot of people say, do you not feel sorry for him at all? I'm thinking, no, I don't have, I lack empathy anyway. I used to live in Iceland for a while, and like it has the highest ash rate in, I don't think it's the world, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a really high ash rate. And I had this boyfriend that worked at McDonald's called Gumney. He was lovely, bless him. I think I terrified him. And he had this friend that used to be a bit like John. He used to constantly be threatening to do stuff. He used to use it as emotional blackmail. And one day we were sat with him and he just went on and on about, oh, I'm so sad, I'm so. We were like, well, just, would you get on with it? Anyway, he ran out the room and jumped out through the window and we were on the third floor. Anyway, the snow kind of broke his fall and he had like two punctured lungs and he was in a wheelchair for a while. I didn't even bother going to see him in hospital because I didn't want to spend the bus fare because, could be asked. It was his own fault. He didn't have to jump through the fucking window thinking he was Superman. I think he thought he could fly. Anyway, it turned out he couldn't fly. He eventually came back to the apartment in a wheelchair. Like the first thing I said to him was, well, you won't be doing that again, will you? It's his choice to do. It was nothing to do with me, and the emotional blackmail just absolutely doesn't work on me. I know it works on all his hags, and which is why he does it. I mean, it might have been better if it had been something like what happened in Iceland, but his wasn't even a proper thing. It was just all fake because he got caught out pretending to do that, so he had to do something. And not everyone, like a few people have fallen for it. Only the stupid ones, mind. You have Maria, who had a restraining order against John. These are his friends. Someone who had a restraining order against him is now his like one of his only mates. How sad is that? Anyway, she kind of talks in code for all of her videos, and she mumbles away, and all she says is, "I know." And then she threatens like several restraining orders against people because she's obviously got a couple and she thinks she's invincible. She spends the rest of the time trying to figure out what Anne's saying because no one has a clue what the hell Anne's talking about half the time. And she's trying to guess the words of whatever the hell she's saying. Who she basically just sits there shouting you for the whole thing. My new favourite hag has to be Jen, even though I still don't think she's part of the club. I think she's still being used. But the whole separated at birth thing, you can see even John's uncomfortable with that. And I guarantee when they fall out in a couple of months, he's going to use this and he's going to be on there saying this crazy. She's saying that we were separated at birth. How nuts is that? He's going to use that against her eventually. And it does sound insane. She sits there crying about John. How they were separated at birth. It was a long lost twin that she never knew that she had. It's worth watching just for that, it really is. You can even see how uncomfortable John is. Everyone just kind of skips over it. And she's all in her feelings about this twin that she never knew she had, but now it's John. Big Julie. Anyway, so now John has this Justice for John Yates page, which is which is as mental as he is. I thought he had like these police investigations going on. So why he has this counsellor dude from the UK who's basically as mad as he is. And he has this page and he writes all this. He lives at home with his mum and dad to begin with, so you kind of get the gist already. Like, he's a loser. He's a local councillor and he obviously had to be elected in for this. So where he lives in Swarston, the people there they must have either been desperate for councillors or they're all pissed. Anyway, he says he's contacting all these people, including the FBI, because, they're really bothered. He said he's contacting the, what's that one? There's the one in England, the BBC, which is a local like TV station. He's going to contact them. I don't know what they're going to do. He also claims to be part of Anonymous, but he's not a very good hacker. I wonder if they know that there's some loser in the UK that's pretending to be part of them that lives in his mum's attic with his Care Bears. He's pretty much contacted loads of people. Like, he contacted my local Garda station because they really give a shite, to tell them that someone's been mean to some guy in America that threatened to put kids on adult websites. Oh, by the way, this guy's a tutor as well for children. So why on earth he's working with kids while he's supporting John, I've no idea. Anyway, the guys, because they all drink in the local pub. Well, not my local, because I'm banned from there because I had a fight in the car park and they got all funny about it. So the next local on, they were all in there drinking. When I went in, they were telling me about some strange UK British guy that had been reporting me. So anyway, they didn't tell me like everything they'd said, but they found it amusing anyway. I don't know what they thought he was going to do. The amount of stuff I get away with in real life, and you think they're going to do anything on the internet. So anyway, I'm assuming I'll be getting a load of pizzas sent to my place. I was going to say, don't send Hawaiian ones because I don't like the pineapple. But my daughter does like them. My husband does as well, which they're both weird. Even when you pick the pineapple off, you can still taste it. I don't like it. But so, if you're going to send a Hawaiian and maybe a meat feast, something like that. And some wings. There's one down the road that does wings as well, so get them as well, please. So anyway, why this guy is absolutely obsessed with John, I kind of think he might be like gaslight. Well, he is definitely gaslighting him. If you look at the page, Justice for John Yates, it's absolutely. I don't know if John believes that this is all happening because it's absolutely, that there is some kind of investigation that's going to do anything. But maybe this guy's as mad as John. Like, maybe he actually thinks he's doing something. I mean, when you claim to be an anonymous and you tell people. Isn't that the whole point? It's in the name. You remain anonymous, you moron. Even I know that, and I don't have 4 degrees like John. Anyway, I'm going to start packing my prison bag. I've not been there in a while. It's actually quite nice in prison. I don't know whether I think that's a threat to anybody. Oh, and a little geography lesson for Anne, because she's that stupid, even though she claims she was a nurse, God only knows. The Republic of Ireland is not in the UK. So anyway, when John will be on this weekend, I think maybe 2 or 3 boring lives, about housewives, and you might have his twin sister separated at birth on with him. We should take bets on how long that's going to last, because I give it maybe 2-3 weeks when he next gets drunk and throws her out of the club. So anyway, I think we're going to have the 2-3 boring lives, and then we're going to go back to the full-on drinking session where he has a full-on meltdown. I'd say one of his strikes is up this weekend. That's why he's going on. And he claimed that he got struck over doing an Erica Girardi thing. No, John, you got struck because you got threatened to put children on adult websites, and everybody knows it. And these women that sit beside you defending it are absolutely stupid morons, and they shouldn't have children or grandchildren. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you all later. Bye.